During a recent off day, five-time PGA Tour winner Luke Donald was at the flagship Ralph Lauren store in New York City.
About to go sign some autographs for some fans. Hopefully we'll have a good time. Sure.
Thanks for being a fan.
#1 in the world, Luke Donald, all right.
Hands getting a little crampy. I'm working through it.
All proceeds generated by the signing went to the first tee of Greater Chicago, a cause near and dear to Luke's heart.
Straight away fell in love with the organization, and given an opportunity to kids to learn some of life's lessons through golf was very important to me. As a young kid, I was given some opportunities. Who knows, without people making that effort to give something back, I might not be standing here. It just seemed appropriate to focus my attention on the Chicago chapter. It was very close to home. I've lived there now for the last 15 years. I went to Northwestern for 4 years. I met my wife there.
Living in the Windy City with a beautiful and growing family, the reigning PGA Tour Player of the Year and former world #1 has become one of the faces of the sport and is utilizing that to make an impact through the First Tee program.
When it comes to charity and my endeavors to try and raise more money, it helps. I have more of a voice. I'm more recognizable. Obviously that gives me more responsibility to step up and do the right things.
With the Chicago area chapter of the program on the brink of collapse several years ago, Luke, along with several of his friends and sponsors, stepped in to help save it through a unique fundraiser.
The last 4 years we've done Taste of the First Tee, a wine tasting event to raise money and awareness for the First Tee program.
The wine tasting event is the fundraising engine that drives all our programs and our annual operating budget.
All the way around. There you go. That's where you want that club to finish.
This went from being a chapter that was really being run on a shoestring and some very dedicated people doing the best they could to now being this growing, thriving chapter. And the reality is none of this happens without Luke Donald's influence and his support of the chapter.
Comprised of a wine tasting, auction, and Pro-Am tournament, the Taste of the First Tee has raised over $600,000 for the First Tee of Greater Chicago.
Jack Nicklaus came last year, which was very kind of him. David Fairdy, Mark Wilson comes every year. So very fortunate with the guys that give up their time just to come and help me out. And that's what makes the tour very special. We're all about helping each other.
We'll start at $10,000. 10,000, thank you, sir.
It's incredible. None of this happens without him. That's the reality of it. And there's nothing like having Luke Donald lend his time and his efforts to help you grow.